This episode is brought to you by MEXC Crypto Trading Platform. With the wild swings we're experiencing in these crypto markets, why not take advantage of the wide range of cryptos to actually trade on MEXC? Find your next moonshot and never miss another crypto gem again. And use the link below and I'll airdrop you $25 worth of Bitcoin. Visit MEXC.com for more information. Link in the description below.
This my two Satoshis, who need 2 cents when they can get double from stacking Toshis, yeah.
All right, hola, buenos dias, G&Gs. My name is Shrek2Ks, and today is another My Two Satoshis here on CBTV. If you don't know, the basic idea is I cover some crypto news and I cover some non-crypto news. Somehow I try to find a way to make the relevance of it into the blockchain crypto space as we know it today, and probably make some I don't want to say predictions. Like, again, I'm just some guy on the internet who wears shades, right? But nonetheless, I'm gonna jump into these stories. And if you don't know, you're about to know how it goes, right? So basically, here it is. First story is CoinMarketCap describes Ripple's XRP as an imposter cryptocurrency. Yo, this is like an age-old argument, right? For the folks who are the enthusiasts, the maximalists, the fanboys and the fangirls of the DeFi, decentralized part of the space versus the CeFi, centralized part of the space. And looking at it from what was going on back in 2013 and 2015, like that's old same stuff right here. Now, read the article, and this is a couple of weeks old at this point, I want to say, but it still caught my attention because I thought it was funny that CoinMarketCap did this, right? And this is what they did. This is the meme that got captured. They have since then, the day I believe, have taken it down. So this isn't even there anymore. You got to use Wayback Machine to find the post and stuff like that. But this is basically what they did. And they were like, oh, there's an imposter. Can you figure out who it is? And they basically pointed the joke of, oh, well, they're an imposter because they're centralized. Mind you, if you're looking at it from the standpoint of, is there a central governing body, or is there a founding set of people who had to set up a business and all that stuff? Guess what? Everyone on here but BTC, but Bitcoin, is centralized from that perspective, which I thought was funny that they were poking fun at XRP when arguably all the other cryptocurrencies that they list on here are in the same boat to some varying degree of being centralized, right? And so basically the XRP army went mad on Twitter about it, and they made comments and they started going after the CoinMarketCap folks and then pointing out the hypocrisy and like the different things. Now here's the response, right? So CoinMarketCap comes back with, we made a mistake. CoinMarketCap does not want to compare the merits of any crypto over the other. The new team member was not familiar enough with our policy on commenting on other projects, but now they are. We aim to be unbiased and let the algorithms do the talking. Let the algorithms do the talking. They're totally BSing. One, shame on y'all for throwing the new hire under the bus, which if it's even really a new hire at all, because at the end of the day, somebody had to okay that meme to go out. And considering that CoinMarketCap is owned by Binance, you just wasn't throwing stuff out there all willy-nilly, man. Like, let's stop that right now. But this is an argument this argument for where the space is now, right? We started off with one set of technology and like it could be used this way, and then it was open source. And then I've been saying for how long, it's open to everybody. That's governments, that's individual people, that's private companies, that's public companies. It's for everyone. So now, in understanding that it's not an either or thing, but it is a sliding scale, right? Moving from left to right. This argument of is XRP a actual cryptocurrency? It goes to yes, because if you're understanding it from a sliding scale perspective of how the technology actually works, it's yes. If you're going by the use case of it, it's yes. Does it mean I agree to use it? Does it mean that's going to be one of my things? Does it mean I'm going to promote it? No, it does not. But here we are with this tribalism thing of getting back to an argument that at this point doesn't matter because it serves a use case for people. There are the folks who use it to do what they do. I'm not one of them, but whatever, right? And so, yeah, the next story is Cuba. Bam. I thought this was interesting because I didn't hear anybody talk about this. This is also X amount old. This is at the beginning of the month, but I didn't hear anyone talk about, hey, Cubans are using blockchain technology. And if you are of the Andrasian school or you've been around the space long enough, you understand that when it comes to what the disruption of this technology is supposed to be able to bring to the people, the regular everyday people, here's the areas, here's the countries that it actually serves a purpose that helps the people, right? And if you don't know, Cuba has been put under financial and technology sanctions for decades now. I'm gonna come up close for this one. There's certain things about the Cuba situation that totally are mind-blowing to me in that people think Cuba is like a backwater country. Now, granted, the economic infrastructure and all the things as far as the businesses and the markets may not be as developed as like first and second tier countries, but it doesn't mean that they don't have technology. It doesn't mean that the people aren't innovative. It doesn't mean that they don't have technically inclined people. It just means that they have to go in a different route about how they use certain technologies or how they gain access to certain things or how they come up with innovation themselves. There's a whole network, and I don't know if it's still being used the same way now, but there's a whole network for how they would actually do the transfer of movies on like USB sticks. And that's like more than 5 years old, like probably like 10 or something like that. Because USB sticks been around for a while, but I heard about this years ago, right? Now, in regards to this story, it was an NBC news report that a video report that basically started talking about, cryptocurrencies being used in the island of Cuba. And here's what I'm not 100% getting, and I don't know if this is on the part of the writer who wrote this for Bitcoin.com or if it's on the NBC people. They say that the internet performance increased during the last 3 years, but according to this, they don't let you know, like, was this a government infrastructure development thing that happened? Was this a private company that came in, or was this another country supported them with the technology? Like, how did the internet infrastructure grow for them to be able to get to here right now? There's no mention of that. I'm definitely curious. If somebody knows something, definitely please add it in the comments. I would really like to get more understanding of this scenario. If you're Cuban or you know some people who are on the island, definitely say something. I would greatly appreciate that. That's one of the things, though, I didn't like about what they're saying in this article. The other thing, too, I was like, well, how are y'all even figuring that out? Because if you're only talking to the business owner people, which is basically what not the producers, but the reporter people, a person within the video does, they're talking to business owners. And so, yeah, that's a good thing in regards to, mom and pop adoption. Like, yes, that makes sense to show that, hey, we can utilize technology too in our businesses, as well as, hey, we have local people who are using this technology to do peer-to-peer transactions. But here's the other part that gets it. So NBC's report also disclosed Cuba's central bank approving cryptocurrencies and providing licensure guidelines for virtual asset service providers, which I would then argue you're going to go back into the same issue of you're being pushed back into the fold, right? It's not about the technology. It's about the use cases. It's about the off-ramp. That's always the catchy, tricky part. The technology is open to everybody, but where they catch you with the inclusion, where they catch you with and bringing you back into the fold it's the use cases. Again, it makes me wonder, like, how did y'all figure out 100,000 people were using it? Like, if you're in that kind of environment, in my mind, it's like, I understand that I'm not going to be out here showboating and telling, the foreigners how I'm making my money or how I'm doing things, let alone what's going on with the local government. I would look at it and be like, yo, it is literally because of your country that I'm in this situation right now. Why am I over here, like, kind of sideways doxing myself? I don't know. It just kind of looked funny to me, at least how I'm reading this article in the interpretation of the video. At some point, I'm gonna have to look up this video and like see what that's about. But you know, kudos and glad to hear that the people of Cuba, no matter what the actual numbers really are actually having access to the technology and being able to utilize it for what suits their environment and needs. And I'm gonna leave it on that one. Jump into this last story. Listen, I'm gonna up close it again. I've been saying this. It is things happening. And just because you don't see it in the main headline news, it doesn't mean it doesn't affect you. There are things going on in this country, stateside, as well as around the globe that arguably most people won't make those connections, or they don't see any significance of what the thing is because it might be so far away. I'm gonna throw this one in there. US drone carrying guns across Canadian border intercepted after hitting tree. Okay, so basically what happens is somebody was flying a drone. It was going in the direction of Canada, or at least that's how they're saying it. And it hit a tree, and the Ontario law enforcement, they didn't even intercept it, which was kind of, they didn't intercept it, but they did confiscate the guns when someone brought it to their attention. Here's the thing that gets me. This is what gets me in that, what is it? The news agency, I believe that's probably on the Canadian side, provided the picture. So these are the pictures of the drone. This drone right here is over $1,200. This drone right here has a RFCID, not an RFCID, it has a transmitter on it. If this flew out of the US, that means that this person should have gotten a 107 license. And so they're probably registered, because the aircraft, unless somebody's doing some sideways hackings on the control software, right, to block the transmission of the ID, this joint is registered to somebody. Listen, I'm gonna close it with this, right? There are things happening, and I can't 100% say what this scenario is, but I've noticed that there have been more stories popping up about guns being transported here in the States, interstate stuff, locally in the city to another city, as well as cross-border, whether you're talking about South or whether you're talking about North. These things are happening. Arguably, it is not just a coincidence that these things are happening and people are finding new innovative ways to move things around. Just saying, folks, keep your head on the swivel, because things are happening. It might not be on your radar, but it doesn't mean it doesn't impact. Because I can guarantee that if you follow this out or look back at the last couple of months, you might see that there was a trend in gun violence in that area of Ontario. Just saying. All right, I'm leaving on that one. Last couple of things to close out with is, if you like what I said, hey, please do share, tell a friend, leave a comment, give a thumbs up. I appreciate it. Helps the channel with the algos. You know how this YouTube thing is. If you didn't like what I said, and I'm talking totally out my ass, guess what? Leave a comment, tell a friend, don't mess with the channel. I'm okay, and give a thumbs down. I'm dead ass. I'm okay, right? Other than that, like, this is my two Satoshis. I'm Shrek with 2Ks. This is CBTV, and we got more news coming out about what's going on in the space. So stay tuned. All right, y'all. One.